I don't know if you want to get into this right now.
What's up,
So
baby?
this wasn't scheduled.
What's
It
up,
kind of
man?
has to do with what
What's
we were
up
just talking
there,
about.
man? What's up?
Reuben Foster.
What's up there, man? What's up? You
Reuben.
getting buzzed? You see the Niners won it again.
What?
The Niners were interested in bringing him in.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I don't know if this was just a blog making this up, but I did
saw
see
that too.
Vince Williams
I saw. That was
hype
dope.
about
He did say
potentially
that.
bringing in
Mhm.
Reuben Foster. But
He
then
did say
I
that.
saw some other tweets saying like Steelers are interested in bringing in Reuben Foster.
See,
I haven't seen
I
anyone
saw
confirm
the
that,
Steelers
though.
one. I ain't get that confirmed, but I did see Vince's tweet or whatever. What was he doing? Like an interview? I was like,
He
got quotes. I felt like,
he literally just tweeted out he's gonna come over and play for the other Pittsburgh team now.
yeah. But to me, like, I can see the buzz, and it makes sense. I mean, we talked about it even when we were just following him in the USFL throughout their season and stuff. It makes sense because he still moves really well. He's still very athletic, and he was productive. He produced at a major level, even down there in his like 8 games that he played.
He was
in.
just unfortunately banged up again.
Yeah, that's part of the issue. Is like in terms of when you're talking about bringing it in, now you're telling me you were already banged up playing in games, and we're about to ask you to come in here and do what? Bang in training camp and then playing even more games versus better competition, more physical players, just better in general. So those are some of the questions that you might have. But to me, I still think he's worth the flyer.
Absolutely.
I still think he's worth the flyer.
I'd take him as a flyer over any of these
Absolutely.
other guys because
Absolutely, man.
being a former first round pick
Yeah.
and
he's talented, and he's been playing right now too.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The only reason he is still not in the league is because of
Yeah.
his injuries,
Yeah.
like things. But also,
That's
he
the
had the
thing.
legal stuff, but then he got cleared.
Everything was clear, and that's the due process element of it. So
This was his little tryout. He's still
Mhm.
29 years old. Obviously, he can still play.
but this was the method that we tell you, right? It's like if you have been out the league for whatever reason it may be, trouble, injury, you retired, change your mind. If you want to get back, these are the leagues to go to because now we can definitively say Ruben can still play. There isn't speculation of if he's good enough. We watched him. We got tape. We saw him make plays in the pass game, in the run game, flying around the ball. So, like I said, I like it.
Okay.
And
so,
I personally feel like he would fit a little bit better than
Glukowski.
yeah, no, not Kowalski, the other cat that plays with him, Frank, the one TG brought up.
That Tizino guy?
Yeah, no, it was the guy who got the MVP was like Frank. It's like Ginda or something like that.
Not with the Maulers.
Correct.
Different
Not with
team.
them all. Yeah. But the dude that he had brought up, I just felt like he was a little bit more of like the Cole Holcomb in the Atlanta, a little bit more of the physicality. I felt like Ruben could still move a little bit better in that vein.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you because you
Yeah.
actually watched some of these games,
I
right?
did, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So with Foster, I know he only played 8 games. He could have
Mhm.
played in 10. So that's why his production might not be to its fullest potential. And he's probably playing a little banged up,
Right.
too.
Like I said, he had the big.
We
brace
had that
on
other
him.
linebacker on the Maulers, that Tizino dude,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
who I
He
think
was
almost
pretty-
had like
he was
100
good,
tackles,
too.
had a
Really
couple
good.
picks and whatnot. But
Mhm.
then I actually watched some highlights,
Yeah.
and it looks like Tizino is almost like the Mark Robinson,
Yeah.
a Landon Roberts,
Yes.
like stockier
Mhm.
build. Whereas Foster, yeah, you could see like there's a reason he
He's
was
an
a
athlete.
first round pick.
Yes.
And then PFF, I know, take PFF grades with a grain of salt. But anyway, despite Tizino having the better production over Foster,
They had
they
him
had
as a guy.
Foster
Yeah.
as hands down the best
rated
graded guy on
Yes.
defense for the
Yes.
Maulers. And it was by
Uh-huh.
like 10 points. He was like a
Yeah.
90 something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Does that check out at all to you, like to your eyes?
So put it like this, man. I looked at it as both players were really talented. Both players were really productive. It was just a different style of what they were looking for. You know, like I'm trying to think comparisons of like tandems like that. Almost like because I feel like any tandem we're gonna name is gonna be like elite guys, and I don't want to say like they're playing like that, but just Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, right? Both were dope. Both were productive as heck, but they were very different in terms of their styles. That's kind of how like I looked at him. So like, yes, Thomas Davis will have times where he was gonna be crazy productive. You might be thinking that he's the nicest dude out there, but then Kuechly, like man, Kuechly could do some things where you just know this one can't do that, and that's kind of how I looked at it. Like both are nice. Pat Willis, Navarro Bowman, both nice, but one just a little bit different than the other one. When I looked at Ruben, that was kind of the vibe that I got. Like, yo, yes, this other dude is killing it. Yes, this other dude is productive as heck. And yes, you can win with either
I actually
one.
saw Tizino steal a pick from Foster. I'm serious. He like mossed him for a pay. It was gonna be Foster.
Yeah. But this is like, They're both good players. But to me, if I'm going off my preference, I'm like, I think Ruben fits what we would be asking to do a little bit better than when we're talking about Tizino, because to me, I already feel like I have that. I already feel like I have multiples of that. I want the different one.
Yeah,
So,
because if he pans out,
yeah,
he'd be a big game changer.
absolutely.
For that
If I'm
linebacking
taking a
core.
risk on both of them, because if this one pans out, I already have this, so now I'd have 4 of the same type, and I'm still
Reuben
missing.
Foster, yeah, I don't know how quick the timeline could be, but yeah, mid-season he could be that guy for us.
But I'm concerned a little bit is just the double season. I'm like, bro, you're hopping out of a season and then gonna come in there. Like, if we talking mid-season, you're still looking at what, 8, 9 games?
What would be the best path for him, timeline-wise, to get back into the league, you think? Skip out on a week or two of training camp?
That's the thing. I feel like he needs to be there for it, because he gonna need to have that playbook. He gonna need to know what's going on to really like compete. And even though he's been playing football, well, actually, no, I do feel like because he's been playing football, the speed, him adjusting back to the NFL speed, is not going to take long, because he's already been seeing ball. It's different when you go from like sitting like how I've been. If I would just go from here and then just hop out there, like I would feel like I'm on the interstate right now, bro. Like, just because my eyes haven't like seen it that level, like in terms of like in a helmet out there playing. Whereas Ruben, he's been playing in games, so he's still seeing game speed. He's still seeing movement and having to think rapidly like that. So yes, it would be faster for him, but he's going to naturally be able to pick that up a lot quicker. So I don't think that's the issue, but him knowing what the terminology is, because football is football. You're not going to confuse Ruben. Ruben can come here and play in a 4-3, can play in a 3-4. He knows fires, he knows cover 3, he knows 6, he knows all that. The big thing he has to know from us is our communication, our checks, gap fits. Because of how we run it here in Pittsburgh, just a little bit different than some places. So that's the stuff that you get in training camp, because you can't wait. In terms of Ruben, he's not going to get the benefit of the doubt of, oh, yeah, you ain't got to have a great preseason. You don't have to be productive in these games. You'll be good. Nah, that ain't how it works. He's going to have to produce. He's going to have to look the part. He's going to have to beat out some people. And we think he can, but that's ultimately what he's going to have to do. So I just think for him, like, the sooner you can get here to get comfortable with your guys, to know what the scheme is, to know all the little nuances. What's the empty check? How do we play bunch? How do we play slot? What if it's change of strength motion? Like all of those things that you're going to get in the preseason, that even though it's like basic, it's basic because we've been doing it. We've been talking about it. It's not based to a new person. And that's the thing that he just had. Like, I think for him, the earlier he could get in here to figure that stuff out, the better it would be for him.
He's got to be thinking NFL, right?
Absolutely.
Even though this would be a really long-ass season for him.
Why do you join the USFL if you're not trying to get back into the NFL, if you're Reuben Foster? Because it's not the money. That's if this was like one of them leagues where we talk like golf, right? Live versus the PJ. Oh, man, we'll go to Live, man. You at least get more money over here. That's not the situation. If you wanted to make more money, you might as well go to Canada, all right? But it's just, or shoot, if you want, I think XFL paid more than the USFL. So you might go XFL, you know? But you're doing this because your goal is to get back to where you started. You were from a first-round draft pick that played at the University of Alabama. Do you think you want to just play in the USFL?
Yeah, the reason I said that is just
You know
I want a decision soon here.
Absolutely. I'm with you, man.
I want Omar Khan to make a move.
I'm with you, man.
Now, would it be getting too greedy for both Foster and Quan? Would that be overkill?
No, because one's going to be virtually cheap, like free, vet men. And then the other one,
I feel like it'd be insane value.
Yeah.
You just have to do it out of principle, I feel like.
Yeah.
And the Pittsburgh connection's there already.
Hey, look, man, wherever you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, I don't think they practice in here, are they? No, I don't think they practice here just
No
yet.
clue.
Not yet. Next year, supposed to practice here. So it's like, all right, well, we already familiar with you, though. We know more about you than you know about us. I'm sure you was still a fan at some point in time in your life, all right? So just come on up.
Your dad, someone.
Yeah,
grandpa.
somebody in
someone
your
had
family,
to like the
was your
Steelers.
mom, your auntie, like somebody that you know was a Steelers fan. So just come on up, all right, and we'll call it a bloodline and we'll make it work. Yeah,
Just out of principle, get this dude in here on the vet men.
that's what I'm saying.
Low risk, high reward.
Low key would feel like that was our feeder team, though. If it was specifically him from the Maulers to us, that would feel like the Maulers were a feeder team.
Nothing wrong with that.
It would have legs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know you don't like them.
No,
They would
you
have
know
legs,
what?
though.
You know what?
They for a fact would have legs.
No, I won't say that anymore. No, I won't say I don't like them. They
Even
are.
though they lost in the championship, I saw you were having a little.
I put 20 on them.
Yeah.
And
I know how you felt about that.
What I'm pissed about is I
Deion
actually wanted to
Kane,
watch that.
Put some respect on Deion too, man.
I wanted to watch that, but literally up in my camp, the one channel we did not get was NBC. And I had terrible service. My phone gets terrible service, so I couldn't even watch it on like the Peacock app or anything. I actually really wanted to watch it.
Nah, it was straight, man.
Yeah, I was hoping.
I watched a couple of them. I tapped there for a little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe it might have been a rash take.
Okay.
Whenever I was shitting on the Maulers.
Yes, I remember you doing that.
They're kind of harmless.
That's the same thing I was trying to explain to you.
Kind of shitting on them.
You treated it like they were trying to like take over the city.
Yeah, I was like, this is the fake football team. Yeah, like, we don't do this. It's
like,
only the Steelers.
You instantly went combative with them folk. I'm like, bro, they have done nothing to nobody about anything, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
you were just like, no, I hate them.
Yeah, that was just bad. That was bad on me. I think I've grown since then. So I'm fine with the Maulers.
I think you've grown too.
Definitely fine with the Maulers. Wanted them to bring home a USFL championship. Actually, that would have been nice.
It would have been. But shout out to Deion Kane though, man, former Pittsburgh Steeler. He went ham. Had a 3-piece out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. MVP of the game and everything, bro.
Well, I saw the kicker. Yeah, the Pittsburgh. Yeah, he's got the Pittsburgh Connect. He played for the Pitt Panthers.
Yeah.
Chris Blewett. I think he hit all his field goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only points the Maulers scored.
Because everybody always makes the joke about his last name.
Did you watch the championship game?
A little bit of it. I ain't watched like all of it, but a little bit.
I heard Maulers had chances.
They did. It was one of the ones where they
didn't capitalize.
Yeah, where they say like it wasn't necessarily that Birmingham won, more so like the Maulers had opportunities and just didn't do what they were supposed to. But to me, I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't like locked in watching it. But I did think that it was still a good game. I don't feel like it was like, oh, the Maulers gave it away.
It was like the third quarter. I think they got a fumble.
Right.
The Maulers got a fumble, and they might have been down a score.
No,
and it was around the 50.
Good game. Yeah.
And then I saw that the score didn't change. They didn't get any more points from that 12 that they had. I was like, what happened? They threw a pick or something?
Nah, I ain't, like I said, I ain't watched the whole thing to that extent. But I watched enough of it to at least know that, you know what, this is a competitive game. This is not some just... oh, they're turning over, doing everything bad. Like, nah, it was still good. I enjoyed it at least.
Do the Maulers need to sign Manziel?
Nah. Just leave that alone, man. He got a 30 for 30 coming out, don't he?
Does he? That'll be a good one.
He does. Yeah. He has definitely one of them like ones where he like sits down and they're like, whew.
Oh, okay. I want to watch that. Yeah. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, they showed the preview of it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, was our QB good?
I don't like good at.
I just feel like there's bigger names out there for these leagues that they could be getting in at quarterback.
But once again, what are you trying to accomplish? Name and then potentially destroy something that you got building right now, or do you go with the guys that you got right now where they quiet and not gonna get you in no trouble, and you got sustainability? You got a chance to keep this thing.
Is there levels to it? Manziel's not on the AB level yet.
Manziel got on his track record hot too. The good thing for him,
he's not gonna take down a league though. They could just boot him. Like if he has some misconduct, they would just boot him out of the league.
I just always ask myself, is he worth it? Is he worth it?
If he could play a full season, it would be.
Can you guarantee that he's gonna play a full season?
I don't know.
Because
any of these side leagues he's done, it's only been for like 1 or 2 games.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know if I could trust it. If I can't trust you, I don't want to make money with you, bro.
Although I guess in his defense, didn't that AAF thing disbanded before he had a chance to disband on the league?
He did
that fan control one for a game.
TO, yeah.
That was stupid. That was always stupid from the beginning. So is Martavis a free agent?
Technically, yeah.
All right, could the Maulers scoop him up now?
I mean, technically. Oh, is he free? I thought you meant like free agent to like the NFL. You mean like is he free agent to the? Can he leave the XFL and join the USFL?
He didn't show enough to get back in the NFL.
I would agree.
He's got to go to the. We'll take a look at him at the Maulers.
Just switch leagues. Just all right. I think the XFL had a little bit more buzz though, right?
Oh, was it better?
No, they were both dope, but XFL players on ESPN. It just feels a little bigger.
So what were
those were on like Fox Sports?
Was it Fox?
Yeah.
And then it was NBC for the championship. Okay. I'm just
ESPN
saying.
just feel like
I'm
a
just
bigger
saying,
budget,
I'm just saying,
man.
get Martavis back in the bird. Like, if we're going to lose Reuben Foster, like, we need some big names on this Maulers team for next year. So I brought up Menzel. I was trying to think of a Pitt quarterback. Bill Stahl? No, I mean, he's got to be washed right now. That was whenever I was a kid he was playing. Peterman.
He's on a roster, isn't he?
I don't know if I want that.
I thought Peterman was on somebody's roster right now, man.
Yeah, the Pitt quarterback for the last, like, 5-6 years was Pickett.
Yeah. We got 2 former Pitt guys at JMU. We could have gave you Justin Riscotti and Ben DiNucci.
Well, he's on the Broncos.
Yeah, I
DiNucci's
know.
on
He
the
signed over there,
Broncos.
so. And Riscotti's old. He's older than me. Shout out to my dog, though.
Yeah, I don't know. We need some big names for next year, though, with the Maulers. We definitely do.